Hi all, in this video lecture we are going to see the difference between calculate and calculate table. So both calculate and calculate table, they modify the filter context in DAX. Calculate, it returns a scalar value, while calculate table, it returns a table. In calculate, we use the calculate function with the help of modified filters. So in this example, if you can see, we are calculating the amount column in the sales database, and we are using this particular filter as our filter condition. This region name equals to north. While in calculate table, we are passing the table name and then we are passing the filter condition over here. And it can be used along with an iterator function to provide us a scalar value. So here is the summary table. Within calculate table, we can it returns a scalar value, that is a single value, while in calculate table it returns a table value. It is used in measures while calculate table is used as table expressions. It is commonly used in KPIs, cards and matrices, while calculate table is used along with sumx and filter. And both of them, they allow filter context. So let us just see this through a practical example. In this example, we are having this oil amount data. Okay, if we go ahead and see this particular data, let's click on edit query. So this data actually contains month, year, oil companies and the quantity of oil that it extracts. So on 2023 April, this particular company extracted 546.51 quantity of metric tons. So what we really want to do, what we really want to calculate is that I want to calculate how much quantity of oil has been extracted in the year 2023. So we can easily do this with the help of calculate function and calculate table function. So let us see the difference between them using this particular problem statement. Okay, so let's click on close and let us create a measure. Let's click on new measure and let's name this measure as calculate. Let's use the calculate function. In this we need an expression, so we are going to calculate the sum of the oil quantities. Okay, and we are going to use a filter. Here it is asking the table name, so it is going to be oil amount data, comma, we want to filter it on the basis of year, so year has to be 2023. Let us click on apply. Okay, and now let us use a card. In this card it is asking for a field, so let's drag and drop this here, and you can see that the table that this card has returned me a value of 761.51 thousand metric tons. Okay, so this is going to be this is the output that we get from calculate function. Okay, now let us use the calculate table function. Okay, let us create a new measure. Now you can see it has returned the scalar value from the calculate table. So let's now create a calculate table function. Okay. And now I'm going to use the calculate table, and within this table I am going to pass the table name, filter it on the basis of year as 2023. Okay, now let's click on apply. Now after we click on apply, right, it is going to throw an error because measure it generally accepts scalar value, but calculate table it will return me a tabular value. It returns a table, so you will see that it gives an error. It is saying the expression refers to multiple columns. Multiple columns cannot be converted to scalar value. Now let us see what is exactly the nature, what exactly we get from this calculate table, right? So I'm copying this and I'm going to the DAX query, evaluate, and this, and let me run this. Okay, yes. Let me run this, and you can see it has returned me a data table, right? Now if I really want to find the total quantity for the year 2023, then what I need to do, I will use the sumx function, which is an iterator function, and then I'm going to pass the quantity. Okay, but in this DAX query, it's not going to return a straightforward value from sumx function. So we are going to use a row function in this case. We are not going to use this row function in our measures. We are straight away going to use only the sumx till this much, but only to get the expression from the DAX query, right? We are going to use the row function. Let's give it a name. Let's call it as quant, and let's click on run. You will see now that this value and the value that we are getting from the calculate measure is the same. Okay, so let us copy this and let's paste it in this measure calculate table. Okay, and now you will see that this error will go away. Now if I use another data card and if I drag this here, you will see that it's giving the same value. Now the question arises that if the calculate and the calculate table, they both are giving me the same value, then why bother using the calculate table? Why can't I straight away use the calculate only? So the answer lies that the calculate table measure is a little faster compared to calculate measure. Okay. So whenever we do query optimization, it is generally advised to use the calculate table instead of calculate, because calculate takes a little time, but calculate table, it works a little faster. That's why we use the calculate table in this case. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.